Hey everyone, it's Scott here. Just chilling a little bit, and I'm a subscriber to Trepacer, and so whenever he enters a contest, I see his video, and so that's how I found about this one from iMakeFilmsProduction. Guy's name is Mark, and he has 77 subscribers, which I did kind of a celebratory 77 subscriber video when I got them. I thought it was, more fun than just waiting until I got to 100. So I did special videos for 77, 88, 99, so right there with you. Most of the contests that YouTubers have been doing lately, they haven't really been doing because mostly the prizes they offer are Blu-rays, and since I don't have a Blu-ray player, I'm like, well, what can I do with that disc except, I guess, get it to someone else. Anyway, I haven't been as enthused about entering contests as much as I have been in the past, but the guy has awesome prizes. He has one film apiece from 4 different really awesome directors. You've got Wes Caven, he's got the disc Scream, and let's see here, Tobe Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, David Cronenberg, Videodrome, and Sam Raimi, Evil Dead 2. That is an awesome set right there. The only thing missing from that collection is, I think, John Carpenter. You throw in Halloween or The Thing in for John Carpenter. There, you've got 5 maniacs of horror, great horror cinema. So yeah, his contest basically is you make a video, you mention him, you mention the contest. And I think it has to be at least 2 minutes long. You have to basically pick those 4 directors, or 3 of the 4, and then say what's your favorite film by each of those guys. Now, Wes Craven's directed a few films that I haven't seen. Most notably, 50 Violins, aka The Music of the Heart, which is a drama set in a school which Meryl Streep plays a music teacher, and she got a Best Actress nomination for it. I've never seen it, never wanted to see it. He also directed Red Eye with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams. But of course he's best known for his horror movies, particularly the Scream films, Nightmare on Elm Street, New Nightmare, and what have you. Shocker. Shocker is a movie that I saw a long, long time ago. The guy from X-Files is in it, plays the killer. Very surreal film. My favorite film of Wes Craven's probably Scream. It's very fun, it's accessible, and just a very, very, very clever film. Largely due to the script and the cast, but Wes Craven, he directs the pants off of the thing. He must have been, especially inspired by this production, because it's definitely my favorite of him. I'm also a big fan of Scream 3. Not many people like Scream 3 as much. I think that it's got a lot of really clever stuff going on in there. Scream 2 I'm not a big fan of, but it still has some good stuff in there. I love Liev Schreiber in Scream 2. He is awesome in that movie. How many times do I have to repeat myself to people? I am an innocent man. I love him in that, and his bit in the end is really great as well. Sam Raimi, Evil Dead 2 is way up there. I love Evil Dead 2. It's so much fun and crazy. I have to say, I think Evil Dead 1 is slightly better. I think it's, since it's less jokey, it's a little bit more, it's still got, humor in it, craziness. But I think it's a more immersive viewing experience, whereas Evil Dead 2, you're sort of standing outside of it, laughing at it, whereas Evil Dead 1, you kind of get more involved. What else has Sam Raimi directed? Nothing that I can think of. Oh, right, Spider-Man movies. He's directed 3 Spider-Man movies. I never really was big on any of those, and not really Drag Me to Hell either. But one movie that I am really big on, of course, is The Quick and the Dead. The Western he did with Sharon Stone and Leonardo DiCaprio and Gene Hackman and Russell Crowe. Really great cast of characters in there. All the supporting characters are really cool. Great music from Alan Silvestri. It's one of my favorite scores of all time. Not a very realistic movie, but fun, lots of fun. And of course there's a movie that he did in '98, which is probably his most serious film, which is A Simple Plan, with Billy Bob Thornton and Bill Paxton. They find this plane load of money, the plane crashed somewhere, and they're trying to figure out a way to keep it and not let anyone know where they got it from, so it gets pretty tense after a while. But Evil Dead 1 and 2, and Darkman, of course. Darkman's lots of fun. Tobe Hooper, I have not seen many Tobe Hooper movies, only really two, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist, and between the two of them, I'd say Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the better one. It's a pretty intense movie. Only seen it like twice, but it really, really grips you from the beginning, and it's super intense, especially when you get the one girl left who's being, you know, terrorized by the entire family around the dinner table. And I've read about them making that movie. It sounds like it was an excruciating experience. Man, aside from that, I know he's directed a movie called The Mangler, but I'm not really familiar with the rest of his filmography, so it would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But of these four directors, definitely my favorite filmmaker of the group is David Cronenberg. I've seen almost all of his movies, the exception I think being M. Butterfly. I never did get around to seeing M. Butterfly, which is another movie he did with Jeremy Irons, who starred in Dead Ringers. He played the identical twin gynecologist in that movie. Videodrome is way up there for me. I love Videodrome. Big James Woods fan. He's a fantastic actor. And if you watch Videodrome and Naked Lunch, one right after the other, which I did on one occasion, I watched both of them like in a single night, there are some really interesting similarities between the plots of those two movies. They involve double agents and conspiracies and stuff like that. You know, where, and it's no surprise there because Cronenberg wrote Videodrome. And not just directed it, but also wrote the script. And he adapted Naked Lunch, the book by William S. Burroughs, into a screenplay. So there's a lot of his sensibilities, his own personal sensibilities went into that film. It isn't just like a straight adaptation of the book, which would be impossible. You know, it would, I don't know, it would be about 10 years long, I think, or something like that. Well, recently he's done more straight dramas, and I haven't really been as into those. I'm interested in Cosmopolis, which is this new film with Robert Pattinson that he's done. But, you know, I mean, I'm interested in it mostly because I'm interested in Cronenberg himself, and not necessarily because I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. I mean, it might be, but lately, the films he's done lately have kind of left me a little cold. History of Violence and Eastern Promises. Neither one of those I thought was particularly great. Yeah, they left me a little cold, and they're also really, really slow-paced, especially History of Violence. You know, and I recently rewatched Existence with Jude Law and Jennifer Jason Leigh. It came out in '99, and I was amazed by how slow-paced that was. These big unnatural pauses between each line was just like, wow, this is excruciating. This is actually a really bad movie. I don't like this one bit. Aside, of course, from Willem Dafoe, he's awesome. Yeah. And recently there was the film that he did about Freud, again with Viggo Mortensen and Michael Fassbender as Carl Jung, A Dangerous Method, right. But going back to his earlier films, the first Cronenberg film I saw was probably my favorite, and that of course is The Fly, which is a remake of his Vincent Price film, Jeff Goldblum and Regina Davis. He is a scientist, he's working on a new teleportation device. The first of its kind. Gina Davis is a journalist for a science magazine. She's profiling him and she's writing a book about him, and in the process they become lovers. And then of course he has the mutation with the housefly, and he slowly begins to disintegrate and turn into a beast while trying to still figure out a way to reverse the process. Really heart-wrenching movie, really sad movie, very moving. It's one of my favorite, I have sort of like this favorite subgenre of mine, which I've done a few videos on, called the tragic sci-fi romance. And there are a few movies that belong in this category, like Dark City and the first Terminator film, and 12 Monkeys, and Solaris, a few others like that, and but that was sort of the one that started off for me. That and the original Terminator. Dark City is another one. The Fly is a fantastic movie, and it's probably just as leisurely paced as any of his other stuff. But of course, I saw that movie at a very impressionable age, 87. So I had to be like 14 at the time, you know, and I was very, very impressed by the thing, and it's still to this day one of my favorite movies of all time. So Cronenberg and of the group is my favorite, and of his films, The Fly, definitely. So I think that I've adequately satisfied the requirements of the contest. So I'm looking forward to seeing other people's videos on that. I already watched Trepacers, of course. And yeah, looking forward to seeing the outcome of the contest. So thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it. And as I am a brand new subscriber to your channel, Mark, I'll be looking forward to seeing more of your videos as well. Take it easy, guys. Later.